Oops. Hi guys. How's everybody doing? Come on in. Just a couple minutes early to let, I don't even know who was on before me, but let the previous presenter finish up. And I'm going to get my comments pulled up so I can see what y'all are saying, because I can't read my phone. Some days I can't read my TV either. At least I can make it bigger. There we go. Yep. Are we on? Yeah. I think I wore this shirt in the last live I did, so I didn't know if I had my last live or this one, but we're good. Hi, Lori. How are you? Alrighty. So this is my segment on Craft Around the Clock. And tonight, I have, hi, Miss Tracy. Hi, Sandy. I have decluttered the house of Christmas. It's not all gone, but the majority. I have a little bit of scragglers to pack up. But I know a lot of people have their tree up till New Year's or after. Hi, Ellen. I'm just ready for Christmas to be over. So, in more ways than one. So, I took my tree down. I packed it up. It took 2 car trips to take stuff down to storage. All my Christmas totes. But I actually had Christmas totes left over. So, that's a good sign. But we did take about 22 totes down and a few boxes. So I tried to keep everything in totes, but sometimes it just doesn't happen. Some of that stuff is finished projects. Happy New Year, Cheryl. All right, so what I got down here is a heart that I just cut out of some craft paper. I just, you fold it in half and cut it out to whatever shape you want. And then I'm just going to trace it. This is just a piece of foam board like you get at Walmart. They used to be $1. Thank you, Cheryl. And I don't care about the marker being on there because I'm going to cover it. I don't do a whole lot of Valentine's Day. The shop that we're in is closed. They close for January and February. So, other than selling in my Etsy store online, I don't have a whole lot of Valentines that I make. So I kind of, my son likes to decorate his door. I give him, hi Angela, long time no talk. Okay, so I have traced my heart. Oh, I forgot to go get something, but it'll be all right. Hey there! So here's my heart. I have an ergonomically better X-Acto knife. Some of those, when you're doing a lot of cutting, begin to hurt your hands. So this one's got like a rubber little cushion on it. I haven't changed the blade yet, so it's still pretty sharp. Hi, Diane. How are you? I wasn't live. Let's see. I didn't go live last week. I took the week off. I was going to go live, but I thought, you know what? I just need to decompress. I spent the time packing up everything. This is the first year that I didn't host. Hi, Sharon. Host Christmas. So instead, we went Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, traveling to go see the grandkids and take them their gifts. So that was a little different this year. Easier on me, physically, having to cook for everybody, but everybody's schedules are so different. My stepdaughter's boyfriend that they live together, he works at the fire department, and he worked Christmas Day. So we kind of just went around everybody's schedule. So here's our heart. Don't forget your cap, because if you drop it on your foot, it hurts. Let me tell you. So here's our heart. Here's not that piece. Must be this piece. So this is a piece of crushed velvet. It's the cheaper of the velvet. And I like the crushed velvet because it has like that texture to it. It looks like a bunch of dark spots, but that's not really what it is. It's just called the crushed velvet. This is my last big piece of red. I'll have to get me some more. But I always buy red, black, and purple, and white, I think. I don't have any more white either. So before we put that on there, we're going to, this is batting. This is just the light, so if you had one layer, it would be pretty thin. You could double it up. It's up to you. We'll see when we get it unfolded here. So let's see. That is doubled. I don't want to cut my fold. I think I'll go ahead and double it. I bought the light because of one project I was doing. I normally buy the heavier. I hope everybody had a good Christmas. They gave me the option to work Christmas Eve, but it would be very, very slow. Well, hi, Catherine. Welcome. My name's Jeanette. Where we make a lot of different things here. Today we're doing Valentine's Day. Like I said, I won't do a whole lot of Valentine's Day, but we'll do some. So we're just going to cut around this. I'm not going to mark it or anything. You could also do this with polyfill and stuff it instead of just using batting. You could use a towel or a blanket. You could use those foldable dish mats. You can make a lot of crafts with those. I save my little pieces. Hi, Rhonda. Because you can just use them as stuffing for little projects. We have an hour tonight. Okay. So here's our heart. This is out of craft foam board using in the school supplies. And then here's 2 layers of our batting. Do I have the package? This says extra loft, but I don't know that this piece is the extra loft. But you can get it at Walmart, Joann's, Hobby Lobby. I like to buy my batting when it's on sale, because some of the bigger rolls, wider rolls, can get a little expensive. So I'm just going to tack it so it doesn't go sliding around. And then you want to make sure that you tack your 2 pieces together, or else it'll go, it might move, it might not. They're a little sticky together. And then I'll see if I need to trim around any at all. Hubby says he wants a roast, but he's not going to make me cook sauerkraut. I don't like sauerkraut. And I told him, I said, if you want some, get some. He says, no, because if you don't cook the pork roast in it, I don't want it. And I'm like, oh, okay. Then he's like, well, maybe we can get a big roast and we'll cut it in half and all that. And then he's like, oh, just never mind. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to argue with you. So I'm a little bit over my foam here. So we'll just give it a little trim. weather's all wackadoodle. It was 60 degrees on Sunday? Was it Sunday or Saturday? One of them. It's been raining. It's been in the 50s and 60s, and tonight is supposed to drop into the 40s. And then start snowing. Okay, so here's what we got so far. There's a couple different things you can do with this. I made some 2 years ago that was a wreath attachment. Oh, pork enchiladas. I'm not big on enchiladas. I don't like the enchilada sauce. But if you made a burrito, I'd eat it. So we can, we'll do the top part. We'll decide as we go. Okay. Polyfill gets over everything. You even have, this is that warm and natural. You can make a grubby heart. So here's my piece of crushed velvet. Now, if you wanted to do it in multiple colors, you could. You still have extra. So I just put it down, and then we'll have to make some relief cuts. I won't use all of this, but if you put it this way, you won't use as much. Trying to figure out where all I need to do some cutting. You don't want to cut all the way up to it, or else you'll see your cut mark. Excuse me. But you want to leave enough for yourself to flip over and excuse me, I gotta take a drink. Oh, excuse me. Got a frog in there. I seen somebody, I was watching, I don't know if it was on YouTube or Facebook or TikTok or whatever. They took their little scraps and they ironed them to fusible webbing, and then they made like a little junk quilt place, or I don't know if it was a mat or whatever it was. I thought, well, that's a neat idea from your scraps. I used to sew, my grandma taught me how to sew because she lived right next door, and I made pot holders out of anything she would let me have. So now we're going to stretch it, but not too hard. So we can, I'll do a little bit on this side, a little bit on the other side. Hello. Okay. So it's kind of like a cushion for a chair. You want to do one side and then the other side, so you can pull it pretty tight. Here around the edges, we'll have to do some relief cuts. And as it turns, we'll try to not have any puckers on the outside. Need my little tool. Hi, Lori. How are you? So this is from the Dollar Tree, the 5-quarter store. It is a pretty red. I always buy this. I gotta buy some more. But things have gotten so expensive. I had a 50% coupon. So I got some more poly pellets. Those are what I put in my little Santa sacks at Christmas time. All my trees that I made, the yarn ones and the styrofoam and the wooden ones, they all sold. That's just a nice little lower price item that sells really good. Here, I'm just trying to take off some of the bulk. The The purple's really pretty too. Not that I do a lot of things with purple, but I used it in some fabric balls that I was making. The ones with the segments. It is so hot up here. I don't know why. Turn my little fan on. So I'm just getting this corner to stay down. I managed not to get too much glitter all over the house. A little bit in the living room. Kind of cut that one short. But I have a Joann's here in town, and that's usually what I get a lot of fabric from. I go to Hobby Lobby about every other month. It's not very far, it's just we're always so busy doing other things that we don't get up there. Oh, I need something when you're done. Floyd to the rescue. Cut that a little bit further. Corners are always the hardest. Didn't even need that glue down there. In the other room where all that fabric is on the shelf, it's white felt. Thank you. Does anybody decorate for Valentine's Day or St. Patrick's Day? No, the other room, honey. That shelving unit. Uh-oh. The demon cat. I used to have a white Christmas tree in here, and I decorated it for all the different seasons. Hi, Cynthia. How are you? So I can cut a little bit of this off just to keep it non-bulky. Oh, that's fine. Thank you. Uh-oh. The cat's in his room. Last time, because we keep all the bedroom doors, Valentine's, yeah. We keep the bedroom doors shut because she chews on cords. Usually it's phone cords, but I have like my phone charger in here, and she's chewed up so many phone charger cords, and then she started on my Ethernet cable to my computer. So I'm like, geez Louise. Get some of that bulkiness out. Not that you're going to see the back, but we don't want it light and funny. I used to always decorate my front of the door, my mantle, and I always had this little table that I put little things on. But you know, things take over time. Okay, so there's the back, not so pretty, but here's the front. The cat, she is about a year and a half, not quite a year and a half. She's chilled out some, but yeah, she's a little devil. The last time she got locked in Floyd's craft room, and she chewed one of the cords up. He plugged his phone in at his desk and then went to the restroom. And by the time he came back, she had chewed up in 7 pieces one of his phone charger. So we can't leave phone chargers. But what I have found is I like those braided cords. She doesn't like to chew those. For now, at least. So what we can do is see what kind of ribbon. But we got her from, she was only 11 weeks old, and we got her from the shelter, or the pound, whatever you want to call it. And I'm almost out of this. Oh, I know, Diane. There'll be a lot of hard first, probably. But my mom and dad not fought, but bickered. Even my in-laws bickered. But when one, like his mom's gone and my dad's gone, you never realize how much one loves the other until one's gone. His dad took it hard. And he's a hardcore hillbilly. And my mom's by herself. My brother's pretty much moved out. He worked with my dad for most of his life. So, my dad was a cemetery sexton and caretaker of 7 cemeteries. So, when my dad passed, my brother didn't get the contract because they wanted to give it to somebody's relative. So, we're just putting a hanger on here before I put the back on. I'll go in my scrap bin. Secondary holidays weren't a big thing in our household growing up. Here's a little, I'd cut this out for the stocking challenge. Those scissors stink. I usually just take a piece of fabric and put over the whatever cord or ribbon that I'm using to make a hanger out of. Gives it just a little bit more stability. But Mom and Dad, my mom had an antique store and Dad helped her with it. And then when my dad got older, my brother took on more of the cemetery business. Dad still did a lot of the smaller work and paperwork and whatnot. Okay, so that's what that looks like. I just put a couple pieces of just drop cloth is what it is. But we'll have a nice little hanger. And if you need to shorten it, you can tie a knot in it or something. Oh, you don't want that in there. All right, so now we want to have something for the back. So it's, see if I have any odd places in here. I buy craft felt by the yard instead of the little ones. Joanne has a new brand. It's called Happy Value. It's, some of the fabrics aren't as thick as others, but they have craft felt, the Happy Value, for like, I don't know, $4 a yard, which is a really good price. cut a odd shape there. Okay, so I could probably cut it out with this. I got my sewing machine back out, but I haven't done much sewing. If I do much sewing, I'll have to get some pins that are just for sewing because sometimes I get glue on them. So if you don't want to mark your felt, because you'll see the marker unless you use an invisible, you know, the disappearing stuff. Come on, there. You can just pin on your pattern if you're using one. So I'm going to cut around this, and then I'm going to cut it just a little bit, like a 1/4 inch smaller, because I don't want to see the white hanging out from the back. Okay. Oh, we're doing good on time. I'm always in such a hurry. So here's our heart. So if we put this on now, see how we'd see a little bit of it. So I'm just going to cut maybe a 1/4 inch off. You could mark it if you wanted to, or cut you out another pattern, but it's just a little bit. It should be okay. And it's for the back. There we go. So make sure if you put a hanger on here, hi Giselle, make sure it's up and out of the way so you don't glue it in between your backing. Now if you wanted to do this in red, you could. I just asked him for the white because I think the red is buried. I knew it was on top. You need to trim a little more. That should be okay. And then we'll glue it on. The only reason I said get rid of the bulk of the red, that's when you glue this on, it's not all bulky. Almost got my glue. Hey Michelle, how are you? So when I made these before, I actually attached pipe cleaners, you too honey, to the bottom, and then cut a little slit in the felt and brought the pipe cleaners through to attach to wreaths. I made a couple of these and put them on wreaths. They didn't have a handle though, or a hanger, or whatever you want to call it. Ouch. Like I said, you can do red or whatever color you wanted. So there's that so far. But now we need to make it really pretty. If you just wanted to do this and maybe just wrap a ribbon around it, you could. I think I did that with one. I just put a piece of other material or a ribbon straight through. I have several here. I have this one. See, I don't have a whole lot of Valentine's Day ribbon, just because, like I said, I don't make a whole lot. Or St. Patrick's. Oh, I don't even know why that was in here. I could have been using this all year. There we go. That one's just not Valentine's Day. So if it's running vertically, I don't want it because that'll look a little funny. We could do this. Oh. So that would look cute. So there's an idea. Don't want that one. That one's running vertical. Vertical, vertical, vertical. That's horizontal. With cars, that's pink. That's a new one. Thank you, Diane. If you want a fun one, you can put the cars across it. Or I have lots of, oh, I know what we could do. Got it in my eye. This one's kind of, this one was, I got it last year at Christmas time. It's kind of furry. Oh, look at that. You could even double stack them. That one kind of drowns out. We call this panty ribbon because it's got the little eyelet lace on the edge of it. So when it came out a couple years ago, we called it panty ribbon. Don't ask. I've got glitter. I've got here's a faux velvet. It's kind of velvet with a silver on the edge. You do that. That fuzzy one leaves fuzz everywhere. Let's see here. I have lots of glitter or plaids or burlap. But I think the crushed velvet's too pretty to just do like a burlap. I have black. And then I have some bling. Gotta have some bling. Oh, that's huge. Got lots of blings. How do I store my ribbon? It's on shelves. Most of it's on shelves. Once it gets down, I start folding it. Like, once I get down, I start folding it, and I have, not for velvet, I have little bins, little little Sterilite bins that I keep folded ribbon in. Could even do pink. I think I want to do, I do have a white with a red and white, since this is red and white. Have that. That kind of hides all the fluff though. I think. We can make a bow and put on the hanger. You like the lace ribbon? panty ribbon. That is kind of cute. Let's do that. Let's see exactly where we want to put it. Then we'll just glue it on the back. Yes, on the hanger. Pull it tight. No gapping. Usually if you pull it tight, you won't have to glue it on the front, so you won't see any glue marks. Okay. And then let's find us some bling. I'm feeling blingy tonight. We have that. I got some big ones. These are from help me out, Angela. Dazzle, Razzle. Got 3 of those. Then I got some like napkin rings. Oh, here it is. I already found it. Look at that, it's a little bow. Totally dazzled. Almost had it. Let's see, that has... And I broke the pin off the back. Oh, that will look cute, but let me find something different than just hot glue. You can use the hot glue for an immediate stick, but you really want to do some E6000 or might have put a little too much. Try not to mix your glues either. Put the hot glue on the flat surfaces. Now, let's get this centered before I drop it. Right underneath where the heart dips down. Glue strings. Oh, isn't that cute? Does it bother you when things are all like, I have a binder clip on the end of the toothpaste, drives my husband nuts. But I don't want to fight for it. Okay, I think that's going to be on there pretty good. I don't know if I want to put this on the edges. Ooh, maybe. This stuff is horrible when you cut it, but I like it. So I usually put a piece of tape on the end, and then you can barely see it. I have 2 glue guns here. This one's got more of a detail tip. It's a mini one. I think my glue was down in there. So we're just going to put this on the side. I always use this on my fabric balls as well. I know Angela's got a ton of it. She is in California, and I always get mine from Paper Mart. And they don't have a buy X amount and get free shipping. Which Floyd laughs at me, and I'm like, oh, I only need $10 more to get free shipping. He's like, just pay the shipping. I'm like, no. If I gotta pay the $10 anyway, I might as well get free shipping. Oh, why this isn't coming out very good. Never fail. I have another one. It's downstairs though. Isn't that cute? It's called Gingham trim. Like I said, it's a bear to cut it, but it's so pretty. Sometimes I use fray check on the end and then let it dry. That's when I know I'm going to use it. Oh, it's pretty. Uh-oh. It hasn't glued, it hasn't stayed. Yeah, I know. She's been trying to get me to go to California. Just when you think you can get ahead, Mother Nature or Karma says, boom, chakalaka, no way. I don't see her as often because I stopped going to events. A lot of those were wreath making events. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. But we're supposed to have a craft around the clock event. We were going to try to have it this year, but the timing just wasn't good. In Pennsylvania, which is right next door. I think trim just kind of adds that extra little detail to things. I am your best friend. We actually met in one of the wreath groups and we talked, you know, on FaceTime and all the, you know, all that stuff for months. She helped me go live the very first time. I think there's times that I talk to her more than my husband sometimes. Because we'll talk when I'm crafting or getting ready. We actually went to our very first event was Crafters Convention. Our husbands went. And we'd never met. Everybody was like, y'all four are going to share a hotel room and never met? Yep. Alright, so here we're going to cut. Try to cut it just so it doesn't unravel. That's the only thing I dislike about that. I know, I love this trim too. I think I shared Paper Mart with her. She's like, oh, that's not very far away. Okay. Oh, look at that. Isn't that cute? Got glue on my hands. So let's make a little bow up here. Now when I say little, I try, but it doesn't always work out. So let's use the panty ribbon. And let's use I want a solid red. This would be neat. This is kind of like netting. I bought a whole bunch of this at Walmart one year. I have it in red and blue. You can't really see the, there, that's better. See the sparkles. Hold please. I didn't realize I was going to use my make a bow. It's just much easier for me to make one with a bow maker, even if it's little. So we're going to scrunch and pinch and twist. It's going to make like 3.5-inch loops. The key to making a good bow is pinch and twist really tight, keeping your loops the same size. That's why I like a bow maker. I'm getting glitter over everything. And the last one, you don't twist, because now this, well, it does have a top and bottom, but it's going to cut this at a diagonal, because you really, I think if you dovetail it, it might come undone. So we're just going to do one loop of each. This we can dovetail. Dovetails just fold it in half and cutting from the folded side, right where I cut it. And then you have a little fishtail, dovetail, whatever you want to call it. Guess you could use it either way. I guess I could do 2 loops of this instead of just one. No, I'll just do one. I don't normally do one loop of 2 colors, but it's little. Oh, I had diagonaled that. Normally I use pipe cleaners, but we're going to use some red wire. One year at Dollar Tree, and it was a true Dollar Tree back then, Floyd found me red, blue, green, black, and silver, and he bought me one of each color, and I've had it ever since. I do tend to double this up. Just so it's a little bit thicker. I wouldn't do this to a big bow because I wouldn't be able to hold it together. You want to twist it really, really tight. That was way longer. So that netting ribbon kind of makes it like an airy type ribbon. Ooh, look at all that glitter. Of course it's stuck to the glue. Why would it not? So I think I got this a little long, but since we're putting a ribbon on it, or a bow, we'll go ahead and put a little knot in it, because then you'll have a hanger and then you'll have your bow. Oh, it's off center. Good thing I didn't pull it really tight. That'd have been bad. Okay, let's try this again. That's better. So I just put a little loop up here. And then we'll take our little bow and we'll attach it right at the knot. So then that way it's got something to hang on. So I'm just going to take the wire and twist it around. I'll probably put a little bit of glue back there. Just so it stays. Hi, Busby. Cut that off. There we go. Thank you. If you wanted just to do one single ribbon, like the big ribbon back there, or just the one to match the bottom, you could. And you can just hang it up like that. You could, if you have a Cricut and you have, get the heat transfer vinyl, and then you could put names on it. You could do all kinds of things. You could put a little pocket on it to leave you a note. So I do like Valentine's Day. I love to decorate with hearts, but I usually just don't make as many because, like I said, the shop's not open. There's a cute idea. There we go. If you make one, send me a picture. I'd love to see it. I'm going to let you go just a couple minutes early so you can grab a drink and maybe a snack and refresh for the next viewer. Make sure you join Craft Around the Clock. It's lots of inspiration and projects all the time. Thank you, Diane. And you guys have a great week. If you're going to be out tomorrow night, make sure you drive safe. It's New Year's Eve. Not everybody pays attention to what they're doing. All right. And you guys have a great week. I'll see you later. Bye.